Hey everyone, this is Unretired from Unretired Gaming TV, and we are bringing you today a build for Grim Dawn. It is the Demolitionist, and it's mostly a Demolitionist build, but I did put points into Arcanist, so it's kind of a sorcerer build, but not. I'll let you be. I'll let you decide on that. It's more of a demolitionist build, anyways. Right. So this build I'm mostly concentrating on canister bomb, Grenado, 1 point into mortar trap, and I also have the stun jacks. So let's go take a look at what we have exactly, and I'll explain why I put points into Arcanist. Now let's go to the Arcanist as right off the bat. I wanted to have a better spirit regeneration. Now putting these points into inner focus actually puts up my spirit and my offensive abilities. Now I put 9 points into it. Now it does seem, well, 10 points with the point that you have to put in, so 10 points basically in total. So that would give me plus 20% spirit and plus 13% offensive ability to my offensive abilities basically. Now I'm sorry, why did you put like 9 points? Well, I want more spirit because you'll be spamming your two most important skills for this character basically, and your spirit be will be going so fast, it's ridiculous. Sometimes you already took your potion and you need some spirit regen. Well, that'll give you the opportunity to have that little bit spirit regeneration that you do need. Okay, so that being said, 9 points in. You don't have to put it in if you don't want to, if you don't think you're using your skills that much, although that would be a problem in my book. But if you're using your skills and you think you do not have a spirit regeneration problem, you have enough spirit, by all means put the points somewhere else. That is your choice. Right now, Demolitionist. So I put 1 point into stun jacks, and you can see 2 here. 2 is in blue because I have a ring, which I'll show you right here, which gives me a +1 to all skills on Demolitionist and +1 to soldier. So it's pretty good for what I have at the moment. I don't have soldier skills, but it doesn't matter. So +1. So technically speaking, I have 1 in stun jacks. So for stunning purposes, I like having it. Especially when there's a large amount of mobs, you can just spam it just a bit and they get electrocuted and you can do your bombs. And I did put 1 point into full spread. So it says 4 here. It's because I have the amulet and I have a ring that gives me +2 to stun jacks, so that is +3. So I technically have 4 points. Okay, so it just adds more to the electrocute damage and to the lightning damage. It's a bit of damage, I know, 1 point, but if you add a +3, you know, end game, it adds up pretty quickly. You know, especially because end game there's a lot of, I say end game because for the moment that's what we have, end game. So what do I have at the moment? I have chosen canister bomb and Grenado. I've only put 1 point into mortar trap. Mortar trap, I just slap it in there, especially if I'm playing with someone else. I just put the motor and I just spam my stuff. Usually everything is gone and cleared very quickly. Okay, so I put a point into mortar trap. Self-explanatory. It's a motor, it fires a bomb. Okay, so I did put 1 point into heavy ordnance. It adds the lightning damage, 46 to 104, plus 16% physical damage to the motor attack, plus 16% fire damage to the motor attack again, and an 8% chance to stun targets for up 1.5 seconds, which is magnificent in itself. That's already good. And I already put 1 point into the big one. Now this has a 50% chance to slow your targets for 3 to 5 seconds. Slow is pretty good, especially if you're dealing with a large amount of mobs and you need to get away, and if your motor has that 1 out of 2 chances to actually slow the targets, it's great. It adds 218 fire damage, 236 to 366 physical damage. It's a 10-meter radius only, but it only costs 100 energy. So all in all, it's quite good. 3 points, and don't forget I have +1, so that's why it's saying +2. So for canister, I believe I have a +1 at the moment. So yeah, I have this one says +3 Grenado and +1 to canister bomb. Okay, so +3, so I do have 10 points because it would technically be +4. So I put 10 points into Grenado. Now 10 points gives me a substantial amount. Let's just remove these, okay, for the moment, just for the video. So I mean 10 points. So in canister bomb, so it is a 10-second skill recharge, but that's fine because you can spam your Grenado anyways. It's goes into 9 fragments, so good for mobs. 35 to 75 piercing damage, 94 damage, 219 burn damage over 3 seconds, which is very good. Now I have added 4 points into improved casing, so it does improve the internal trauma over 3 seconds, so 120 internal trauma, so 120 damage over 3 seconds, 18% pierce damage, and 18% fire damage. That just putting the additional to what your canister bomb does. Okay, now I have 10 points into Grenado. Grenado, in my opinion, will be one of your bread and butter skills. Okay, once you've done your canister bomb and those mobs, you want to do Grenado. Grenado at 95 energy cost, cheap to use. 4-second skill recharge, very low. 2-meter radius, that is a very low meter radius. However, if those mobs are right beside you, they will blow up like crazy. So 561 to 727 physical damage, 101 piercing damage, and a 60% chance of knockback for 1.5 to 3 seconds. Amazing, just amazing. Very good skill. You need that. Even if you put 1 point, you're going for another kind of build, you need Grenado. It is amazing. I have put 4 additional points into high impact. Now this adds 115 fire damage to every Grenado that I spent. 23% chance of a plus 220% physical damage. That's great. 23% chance for that amount of physical damage. You can't get that anywhere else in that build. And you have 18 reduced targets resistance for 5 seconds, which is not that bad. It could be higher, but it's okay. Now what adds to these two skills is really your Ulzuin's Chosen. So it modifies your canister bomb and your Grenado. These are the maximum amount of points, okay, mind you, unless you have +1 skills and whatnot. So adds 30% to 4 elements, which is your physical damage, pierce damage, fire damage, and lightning damage. Now, as you can see, for Grenado, it's more of a fire-based damage, for damage. If I want to go for lightning, I would have gone for Sky Fire Grenado instead. Okay, so I put 10 points into this because it also gives you a 20% chance of 100% skill cooldown reduction. Can't get that anywhere else, to be honest with you, for this build. Now I'll show you what kind of stats I do have. I tried to get over the 500 mark for cunning, just because the more cunning you have, the more bonus physical damage you do, pierce damage, bonus duration damage, which would be a burn, more for burn damage if you want burn damage over time. So that's pretty good. I also wanted to have the over the 400 mark, at least minimum 400 armor purposes, because most of the time you will be up front with the enemies, with the mobs, if you're not they haven't died right off the bat anyways. Okay, and I do have 285 spirit. I know it's not that high, but I couldn't justify putting lots of points in here when I could put them through my skill tree. Okay, so let's go show you here. Let's go in a high mob area. Let's go to Twin Falls, just to give you a general impression of how the build works. Oh no, not Twin Falls. Broken Hills. Harder mobs. Well, not harder mobs, but they're in abundance, let's just say. Okay, let's just go here. Yeah, where are all the mobs? Okay, let's just train all the mobs here. Okay, so I'll put one here, and I go like this. Bam. Look at that. And that's a hero one. Right? I can also put fire damage to my attacks. Grenado, boom. That easy. Look, but as you can see, it takes a lot of mana. That's why that spirit is quite important, as you know, especially if you're in a group or your cooldown for your elixir is you know, if it's not up yet. I mean, it's quite important that you have a bit of spirit regen. I mean, I'm gonna clearing power, my friends, clearing power. Alright, so that's it for the build video, guys. If you did enjoy the video for this build, do like the video, and, you know, and share it if you can. Like spread the word. Grim Dawn is the ARPG of choice, I would have to tell you. Alright, so do like and share the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because I will be posting way more Grim Dawn videos soon enough. So stay tuned for more Grim Dawn. Get it? It's on Steam. It might be early access, but you won't regret buying this. It is one of the best ARPGs on the market. So this is Unretired Gaming TV, and these boars are dead. I'll see you guys next time.